Alright, people of the internet, quick pause in our conversation because today's episode is brought to you by Trident Trading. 10 years ago, a Kenyan woman sat down and decided she was going to learn the global financial markets. People of the internet, I am not talking about Forex, and I'm not talking about crypto bubbles or whatever scheme is hot this week. She has been helping hundreds of people find a living and create wealth. I am talking about options trading. Option trading runs on regulated American exchanges that has rules. The other thing it has, it rewards discipline over hype. Now, my friend is called Phyllis, a big supporter of Dialogues with Jagero. For the past 10 years, Phyllis has been doing options trading quietly, patiently, and daily. And now she has built a set of winning formulas you can trust, because I have tested it and I've seen her doing this with hundreds of people that are following her, and it is legit. She has strategies tested in real markets with real money in every kind of trading scenario. Now, she has turned around and started teaching other people how to do it too. People like you. Today, that work is called Trident Trading, and hundreds of our clients now use her formulas every single day to generate legitimate income from the markets without quitting their day jobs. People of the internet, pause. This is not a get-rich-quick story, by the way. This is a Kenyan woman who put in 10 years, so you don't have to start from scratch story. If you've been looking for a real side hustle, something with rules, something with proof, something that respects your money, Trident Trading is your gateway. Find them online and on social media, and let Phyllis show you what a decade of doing it right actually looks like. You can call them on +254 11 63 11 000 or plus, this is WhatsApp by the way, +147 072 555 35. You will find all the description on the description of this podcast. Thank you very much, and now back to talk.
Tuesday. Haikuzo makasi ni watafute uongozi pamoja, wasitafute.
Kweli una maana gani? Una maana wewe ni binadamu ya mavi ya kuku.
Mashamba yetu harambe.
Nguruwe kujikanga na mafuta yake, na Afrika itakwisha.
Padhani ya gosho ngai no mwega na ende shode.
Wakati hiyo ilikuwa ukisema ngwe ndani, ngwe.
You know how I started this thing, and I always repeat.
I remember that time you were fired from that committee. You were here.
I was here, and I'm the one who started the Linda Mwananchi.
Okay.
Have you ever heard anybody say no?
No.
Thank you.
Hujapingwa?
Yeah, I'm the one who started it. It's only that they did not understand the assignment. The assignment was, there are people who do not want William Ruto, but they are also tired with these same people who have been there since Moi's time. They just want something new. And I gathered all these leaders who are youthful: Babu Wino, Sifuna, Clive, Kibagendi, Dindi Nyoro was there, Ali Muhammad, and I hosted them in Saboti. I said, if you guys are fearing, I will host it. I hosted, it was massive, and there it began now the Kenya Moja. Ikaenda tukaenda, hata wa Mchomba was there when he was still a good girl. So yeah, Toroka. Sasa, and then from there, of course, when Sifuna was now removed as an SG, it catapulted the movement. Kitengela, we were to go anyway. We had planned to go to Kitengela as Kenya Moja. So Sifuna was removed today, and tomorrow you are to go to Kitengela anyway. We had planned already two weeks ago. But if Sifuna was removed without Kenya Moja, he will be just a roaming in town. he was removed with a base already set for him. We were already there. Okay? We were already there. I had already formed a team to propel him. If he was removed without Kenya Moja, he'll be just on the street here, roaming around in stations. And nothing about Citizen Sifuna. But he found a base now to catapult him from Kitangala the next. And the message was clear. Did you see the rallies? The message was clear. People want something different. Now, if you don't serve them and you go back and merge with what they're running away from, they'll just sit at home and look at you. Right now, there is no votes. If you tell me wapi kura za Linda Mwananchi haziko.
What do you mean?
Hakuna. Wapi chama?
Naonanga mkitembea bwana mnajaza.
That's a rally anybody can go. And they do a rally. But you see, when it comes to voting, where are those votes? How can you quantify?
How do you translate the numbers you find in a rally into votes?
Into a vote. What is a voting block? If you say there are youth, even Gachagua will tell you I have youth also.
Every political party will tell you they have youth.
Every
and they even have a youth wing.
They even have a youth wing. And so some of those youth wingers are in the Linda Mwananchi. So we needed to quantify our force first before you merge. Even in South Africa, people have made coalition government. We have DA party, we have ANC merging together. But the DA did not say, ANC, we are coming to merge with you. No. Circumstances make you merge. You don't tell them we are coming as long as Ruto goes.
Yeah.
All right, hello there, people of the internet. My name is Uduo Chegero, and this is Political Headache coming to you at 7:30 in the evening from the city of glasses, Nairobi County, Nairobi City. And thank you very much. A lot is happening today in our Kenya. We have Alionya's president, His Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, going all over Europe. I saw something that he has done. He's saying that Kenyans are going to be getting 1,000 jobs by the end of 2026, 120 by the end of by 2030, 120 by the end of this year. And there is 500 million that is also promised, the people of Kenya in bilateral agreements and so on and so forth. While back in the country, we have got a lot of other things going on. The United Alternative Government official statement, financial year 2026-2027 budget, the final bill 2026, Kalonzo is saying, this time around, by the way, Rigathi Gachagua decided that, look, I am not going to come with my lectern. I will let the man from Wiper Party come with his lectern and read. And Gachagua was not looking very, very, very happy, standing by, Kalonzo Musyoka today. Kalonzo Musyoka said, we won't lip sync and make promises to you that will never be honored. Our administration shall have a predictable and sustainable taxation and revenue sharing policy that is people-centered. We came to write a different budget entirely, one built on the principle that in the Republic of Kenya, the government serves the people, not the other way around. Was Lendo Wenzangu. That is Kalonzo Musyoka saying goodbye. The people that are flanking him is, of course, the men that have been in this parliament. You see Rigathi Gachagua deposed, former deputy president. We have Matiang'i, the former interior. We have Justin Muturi, former speaker. We have Kalonzo Musyoka, 50 years and running. So those are the people that were flanking him today. Thank you very much and welcome to the program. I will take this opportunity to welcome Alionya Roslyn. A friend of mine. She has been a friend of mine and acquaintance of mine, but since she joined the government and is running around with the Mr. Mbadi, she hardly picks my calls. But, the other day she picked my calls, and I'm so happy that we have Alionya today. So that is a good thing. Somebody is calling me. Silas Jakakeo is calling me. But I cannot take that now. I want to welcome people of the internet. But maybe I should start with Alionya. Alionya, you are in red. Is it that rosy on the other side?
I think things are very rosy. It has never been this rosy. But thank you for having me. And the people of the internet need to know that before people knew me, you were actually hosting me in your town halls and giving me the microphone when people didn't even know how big Alionya can be. So I want to say thank you for always hosting me. Back then when I didn't have a name, at least for today, people can call me because of the small name that has added. But I don't take for granted the town halls that you used to give me as a platform, the podcast that we were doing them here. because some of them are the ones that have opened me into the aspect of researching and knowing how to debate, and also the aspect of how to argue respectively with an opponent.
Yes.
We started here with Akina Odoyo, Widia, Akina Joachim, etc. So I want to say thank you to the political headache family. You are the reason I am where I am.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Where could that be? Where are you, Alionya?
I am not where I wanted to be or where I want to be, but I can see I am making a step. There's a ladder I am climbing.
Okay.
I don't know where it's leading me, but there's some good light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay. That is very nice. Thank you very much. You're very much welcome. Welcome to Political Headache. Alibad nimeshafika, that is Rita, Phil. We have Velna Mora saying, hello there, people of the internet. Velna is again saying, hello, Rita. Rita is over there. Jagero Anzabana, yes, that is Henry. Lois Barada is saying, if it is Alionya, I am not boarding. Alionya, but now you're used to people, right? I don't know. I'm gonna ask you about that for sure. Julius Mkoko, I'm Julius following from Joro Nakuru. Jagero, Alionya of all people, surely si unge tupima na Kasimu Elbasi, right? Leo nasikia, leo masikio itauma Alionya. Okay, all right. Okay. People are talking here. People are welcoming you, you know. Then you mean Mulileta Alionya of all people, you know.
Kwani how bad is Alionya?
Okay, Alionya is in the house. Okay, great. Let's hear what she has to say.
Hi.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, people of the internet. I want to go right into it. I want to ask you, Alionya. There are several things that you've said over the first 3 or 4 months that a lot of people, I think that the country is divided right in the middle. And I'm not sure whether you are feeling that division. That because there are people who are celebrating you coming here, and there are people that do not actually want you to be speaking.
Yeah.
And I just want to ask you, what do you feel about that? That there are people who do not want you to talk, there are people that are egging you on and cheering you on to talk. What is the state of the country? You are in politics. What is going on?
I don't want to say the country is divided, but I just want to say Kenyans have different opinions about different subjects.
Okay.
Because there are things we agree on, like when the Utumishi incident happened, all of us were saying people need to be accountable, people need to be punished, those who did not take their work seriously. And then there's the case of impeachment. There were people who were celebrating the judgment from the High Court. There were people who were saying, no, it was not fair. So I don't want to say that the country is divided per se, but I want to say Kenyans have very strong opinions with regards to the things that this government does or does not do.
Okay.
And for the people who cannot even stand seeing me, I don't know if I should say I apologize, because they will be seeing me more often and they have to bear with that.
Yeah.
Because this is a democratic country. When I was on the other side saying, this government is bad here, people were cheering me. And then when I crossed over, they have never even asked me, Alionya, what made you cross over?
Okay.
It's now the insults, it's now the, why is Alionya being on that platform? Why is Alionya, huyu hatuwezi kumsikiza, kama ni Alionya, I am not boarding, like the way someone has written.
Yeah.
But Kenyans need to know, just like you have your own opinion of saying this government is bad, I also have my democratic opinion of saying how good it is.
Yeah.
If anything, you need to come and tell me, okay, if the government is bad, what alternative are you offering? Which better leader are you offering? Because if you don't do that, you will be bitter, and you will be more bitter in 2027. Because if you're saying this government is bad, and you're not offering an alternative to say maybe Sifuna is better, maybe Rigathi would be better, or Kalonzo will be better, you will suffer more. Because your candidate might not be even in the ballot. Probably you might not even wake up to vote. And guess what? Alionya will vote. Probably the candidate she will vote for will win. Alionya will still be coming on the political headache to discuss the win after 2027.
Yeah.
So to save yourself from that, you need to tell me, Alionya, this government is not doing this in education. My person, my party would do this and this and this that is better than what the government is doing. But aside from that, I don't take criticism very seriously. There's a lot of bullying online and a lot of insult, and I know some of them will write there. I know you will not read them for my own sake.
Yeah.
But Kenyans need to know that Alionya doesn't really care about what you write. At the end of the day, probably I don't know you and I will never meet you.
Yeah.
But when you write something, a positive criticism, when you say, Alionya, you're supporting the wrong government because it is doing something wrong here. You know, that is something you go and ask yourself, okay, how should the government perform better?
Yeah.
But if you come and say, Alionya this, Alionya that, matusi kubwa kubwa, it doesn't bother me actually.
Yeah, and this is the problem I actually have about this country because look, I am people are always asking me. Probably Alionya has also asked me, where do you stand, Jagero?
In fact, let me ask you today, Jagero, if you were having elections tomorrow, now that we know Rigathi is impeached, so he's not in the picture, who would you vote for?
You're really annoying people. That
No, let us work with what is there. Okay, we have William Samoei Ruto, we have others are pushing Sifuna, we have Kalonzo Musyoka, we have Matiang'i, we have Maraga, we have Okinakiwa Mtata, we have Wajakoya.
Yeah.
Who would be your preferred? We have Jimmy Wanjigi, I was forgetting. Who would be your preferred presidential candidate if you are voting today?
What do you think about Jimmy Wanjigi?
You know, I saw Jimmy Wanjigi the other day and he was asked, are you in one term or two term? And he said he's in no term.
Where was that, in Mombasa?
I don't know. No, it was on a TV station, I think,
Okay.
when he was being asked questions.
Yeah.
I think to me, he's just not an honest man because the wealth he has created is because of making dealings with governments.
Okay.
So if he's coming to tell us that
A government like yours.
Okay, this hours ni kama hajapatiwa platform ya kufanya tenders 2-3.
Okay.
But all the other governments that we complain about, he has worked with them. So if he has generated income and wealth from those governments, he's part and parcel of the problems we have as a country.
Yeah.
So unless he convinces me otherwise, I don't see him as an option.
Yeah, you are asking me a question.
Yeah, who would you vote for?
Would I vote for if the elections were... can I give you a longer answer?
Please do.
Than this is the fact that, for me, the first time I voted was in 2002. The first time I ever voted was in 2002. We walked 7 kilometers to go and vote for Mr. Mwai Kibaki. Yeah, 7 kilometers.
How old were you by then?
I had just finished, high school. I think it was in 2002. I was a year old out of high school. Right? And it was a real pandemonium. And everybody was like, this country is going to change in a way that we have never seen. I remember one of my uncle was the one that was leading the walk, and he was chanting the whole time. He was having his shirt, it was drenched in sweat, and he was just like, this is the best time that we can ever,
Coach.
And then Kibaki gets into government and is immediately surrounded by the hardliners from Mount Kenya. And Raila is not even able to go to State House. And then somebody within government that was nowhere when Raila was carrying Kibaki around in a wheelbarrow. When I don't know what has happened. I think he threw himself into a ditch or something. And they were not there at all. But when Kibaki went into State House, it was a no-go zone even for Raila. As a matter of fact, even the list that Raila had shared with Kibaki about the appointments that were supposed to come from Raila's camp was never done. That was how bad it was. In fact, when they were going to be announced, Raila did not want to go for the announcement because many of the people in his list had been chopped off. And he was so pissed off. But the people around him told him that, look, this thing has happened, and you have to go and be with the Luos and the Luyas that were not in your list, but are your brothers from Nyanza. You see, so that happened. But immediately after that, there was a lot of problems. Raila would later quit the government, with so embittered and so bitter and so on and so forth. And so what happens? Raila goes back to opposition. 2007 comes, post-election violence, bloody. It was the bloodiest.
Did you vote in 2007?
I did not vote in 2007. I did not vote in 2007 because it was really bad in Kisumu. It was so chaotic in Kisumu. And I saw the post-election violence in Kisumu. Like, I remember I was sitting in the house and my cousin came carrying 2 TV into the house. 2!
He had stolen?
Yes. He went into the supermarket and picked 2 TVs.
So was it bad because you people were violent, or it was bad because maybe the security agencies were
The
suppressing you people
security
from
agents
voting?
were really beating people up in Kisumu. Because remember, post-election violence in Kisumu was really, really bad. You know, and women were raped, children were killed, people were dying. There was
Unfortunate.
blood in the street. You understand? So it has just been like that. And you remember Ruto was trying to have the government together with Raila in 2007. And Ruto was a serious hardliner next to Baba. A very, very serious hardliner. So then we go to 2007, Nusumkate, Raila, I will never forget when Raila went to a to an event, and Raila stood up and was looking at the shelter that had been built, and the Nusumkeka, and the toilet, and Raila was so pissed off. You understand? And so it goes like that, 2013, and then 2020, and then 2017, then 2022. So if you asked me who I'm going to vote for tomorrow, it's a question that I cannot answer because I don't know.
Why?
Number one is that, so Ruto, yesterday I was looking at at Mzalendo. Mzalendo.com tracks everything that Ruto has done. All his promises are being tracked. Whether he has, so Ruto promised in the long term, which is between 3 to 6 to 4 years, he promised to do 86 things. And he has broken 15. He has started all. Okay? So I was asking the people of the internet to calculate how much that percentage looks. And somebody calculated that, and it was an A. You know, I think I can go. I should go to Mzalendo and just go to this one. Is saying, let me just go there and then look at the work, the MPs, democracy. No, but there is one for the president. That is the one I really want to look at. But because of I'm a bit anxious, I'm not able to get it. But that was the thing.
Now, apart from William Ruto, who else would
So then let me tell you the story, because even the people of the internet, even today there was a gentleman in the office here that came to the office that was asking me, what is your plan for 2027? Adrian, your friend, was here the other day and was so pissed off at me and was telling me that I am always dubious about Linda Mwananchi, that I'm condescending towards Linda Mwananchi. I'm always asking him questions. And the last time he was here, he said that you are pissing me off. You understand? Yesterday, he said that I'm a fence sitter. I should not be talking about presidents. I should not be talking about parties. I should not be talking about anything. I should keep quiet. You know? And he told me that all those things that have happened to me, I deserve them.
But I think as a journalist, I understand you.
You know,
probably you need to be neutral so that when you come here.
I am not
But
neutral.
I know you will vote for William Samoei Ruto. I have a strong feeling
that I will vote for William Ruto.
I have a strong
So can
feeling.
I finish my story?
Please.
Then I'm going to ask you about Linda Mwananchi. Umesikia Caleb Amisi? Yeah. So it's 86 that he promised within 3 to 4 years. And he has done 70% of it, according to Mzalendo. And I asked the people, I talked to the people on the internet, and I was asking him, or is Ruto paying Mzalendo? Because if he's only broken 15 out of 86, that means that his score is really over the roof.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is Ruto. So the question that I keep asking about Ruto is a very simple one. That where Ruto is seated, right now, today you will be taking English tea in Norway.
Yeah.
In the evening, and probably biting on the chicken wings, you know, and eating with a fork. The nylon is eating with a fork now. So I'm telling you the story, and I'm asking this question: what does Ruto really think about the people of Kenya and about Kenya as a nation? I always think that the president of a country is like a father to a household. And every time he gets into is out of the household, he's asking himself, what are my kids going to eat? What about their health? What about their schooling? What about ABCD? How do they go back? And so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And so when I ask that of Ruto, that how much does he love Kenya? And I can see that Ruto was in Kwale the other day. Okay?
Yeah.
Dishing out, telling the people that mmekuwa nyuma na sasa mimi niko hapa kama baba yenu. He went after that. No, I think that is after Wajir.
Yeah.
All right?
No,
Yes.
before
That is after
Wajir.
I think that's after Wajir. See, after Wajir, no. He
It was
landed
before,
fast.
yes.
He landed fast because he was from outside the country. Right? He had gone to Baku, Azerbaijan. Sindio?
So that is when Omar was making some remarks.
Yes. So Ruto comes from Mombasa, dishing out land, and he goes to Wajir. And I have been shown photos of Wajir people crying when Ruto starts to cry on stage. You understand?
Yeah.
And that is very interesting, okay? But that is not the only thing. The story of Ruto is very nuanced. Immediately, Ruto was announced the president of the country. The first place that Ruto went to was Nyanza in Homa Bay.
Homa Bay, yeah.
And he joked about the amount of kura he got. It was measly. It was so small, Ruto couldn't believe it, that he is the same man that was with Raila in 2007 and gave everything to Ruto, and the people of Raila turned against him in 2022 when he needed them. Okay?
Yeah.
Ruto was there. Ruto went there several other times. In fact, the first time Ruto goes to Nyanza, no Luo MP goes to where Ruto
Attended,
is.
yeah.
Ruto would go there several times again until they shake hands with Raila. That is when Ruto would have Luo MPs, Luo senators, and Luo governors, sit around him. And he has done that. Now he's gone to Luo land several times after that. The question that you are asking yourself is, why did Ruto go to Nyanza the first time, immediately after he had been denied votes by 99.99% of the Luos? Why was he going there? What did he want? Okay, so we go back to several things. I think Ruto is the most traveled president in this country. He has touched every part of this country. Now, somebody looking at it is saying, so this Nilot is is he actually looking for votes? Or he's looking for on behalf of Kenyans? So the other day, Ruto has been in Ruto was in Baku, Azerbaijan, east of Europe, and now he's back. I'm going to tell you this. Whenever you see Ruto outside the country, you are very proud as a Kenyan. You see, I am not one of those Kenyans that will just say one term or two term. Me, I look at what is happening.
Yeah.
All right? And you see the people of Kenya who are outside the country who are seeing his president. Me, I've never seen a president amelakiwa na wazungu wengi hivyo in my entire life. Yani day after day, Ruto is just out there with wazungu.
Being welcome.
Wanamfanyia hivi. I mean, have you ever seen it?
Not for very many African countries.
I have never seen anything like that. You understand? But where is Ruto's heart? That question I cannot answer.
Why? I mean, why is he leaving the country to Finland, to Norway?
Because the thing is, I think that somebody...
He's behaving like a commercial attaché from my angle.
Come back to the mic.
And in fact, if you asked me, the greatest beneficiaries of the travel of President William Ruto for the past 3 countries, I've seen he has gone to Finland, to Norway, and the other one was which one? I've seen the other one. I think there are 3 in Europe, all of them.
Yeah.
If you look at those 3 countries, we export a lot of coffee to that country. We export a lot of flowers to that country. We export a lot of edible vegetables to those countries. If you asked me, he's going to find ways of ensuring that a marketer of flowers, and the leading county in flower export is Nakuru. And then we have Kiambu. And then we have Muranga. And then we have Kirinyaga and these other parts. Before you come to our counties, Koko, Mashinani, and some parts maybe of Machakos and maybe Kajiado. If anything, the people who are benefiting from the travel of President William Ruto, the 2 days he has traveled outside to Europe, it is central Kenya. Ata sisi watu wa Nyanza, we are not benefiting anything because our greatest market there is the horticulture and the vegetables. Where are they coming from? Central Kenya. And if you look at his post, or if you look at maybe the way the media stations of those countries are reporting, they're saying the discussions are revolving around how to find better markets for the producers of Kenyans, how to remove the middlemen and ensure that however much profit is being gotten from that sale, it actually gets directly to a farmer in Kirinyaga. I mean, if anything, even if you don't love the president, Ejagero, he has gone to Finland not to find himself a new land, like the way people keep calling him a land grabber.
Yes.
But if you talk about Finland, we are importing some things like fertilizer, machinery, etc. But what are we selling to them? Those are the things the president is actually going there to act as a commercial attaché. So in fact, if anything, Central Kenya is the one that is benefiting from the travel of the president to those 3 countries that he has visited for the past 3 days, if you ask me.
Why are you talking about the Central Kenya though?
Because I'm just trying to be a naive Kenyan. I'm asking myself, so why would the president wake up very early in the morning, take a flight, or is it a jet, get himself to Finland? Apart from other things, of course, you could talk about the bilateral agreements, peace, what. But at the end of the day, it is trade. And if it is trade, try to look at what are we really selling to Finland? What are we selling to Oslo, to Norway? What are we selling to them? The things we are selling to them don't come from Kakamega County, Jagero. The things we are selling to them are things coming from Central Kenya. And by the way, it is these farmers who even give the reports. They are like, okay, leo president amefika Finland. Mimi, I have my market share in Finland at this and this place. I want to see what will the president say about this market. And then you want to tell me that those voters will not vote for Ruto in 2027.
So now, and I was telling you now that this is the issue. So within this period, I am struggling with the fact that, okay, because even if you read the comments or you listen to people talk about this, you will saying you Ninjaro too, Ruto just want to vote for 2027.
But who doesn't want votes?
Yes. So you are left with, okay, why exactly are you doing this? All right, but now I am not asking you that I need to answer that question today. Look, I am sympathetic of my fellow Nilot. Very sympathetic.
Why?
Of my fellow Nilot. Mr. Ruto, I am very sympathetic with him.
Why?
In fact, in 2022, I was his supporter.
You are still his supporter. You just can't accept. You don't want to be cancelled. We understand.
Mimi, you know me, I came to Nairobi with nothing.
So you don't care.
I come with Nairobi with the slippers. And I've built a 5-bedroom house in the village. Hey. And I can go there. So Mutu was in the MBA that they can cancel me. I know how to read. I was brought up working for people. In their chambers, which I can still do. Okay, so you Mamboya, somebody cannot tell me that if I say that I love Ruto, then they are gonna cancel me.
You don't
because
care.
Also, what is happening is, even if you are cancelled today by half the Kenyans, half will love you.
True.
Like I told you, the Luos will still watch my podcast. You understand?
But away from Luos, a lot of people consume your content.
And some Giriamas will watch my podcast. I'm telling you Luos because Luos, most of them support the president.
Yeah.
Luos are supporting the president more, maybe 90-something% are supportive of the president. And they don't hate people that talk about the president.
True.
Then you have a couple of lawyers that also do that. I know there is a handful of Kikuyus that support the president because I see them doing it every other day. So for me, I think that the problem with this country that I keep seeing is that people do not want to speak about responsibility. There is a gentleman that said that choices have consequences.
True.
Okay? And Ruto was voted in by 7 million people.
Yeah.
Okay? And I think that those people have to come out and say, look, we made a mistake. And why did we make this mistake? Because we cannot be in a country where you vote for Raila because you hate Ruto. Or vice versa. You understand?
Yeah.
So now we are coming back to other people. Let's say like Wanjigi. Okay? Then we are coming to people like Matiang'i. Matiang'i is a man I don't like. Okay?
Why?
For various reasons. I think that he's not a loving man. He will struggle to love Kenyans. He will struggle to listen to them. That's my feeling.
Someone would argue, hey, votes are not about love. But I agree with you. If someone is not lovable,
but I have to say that.
Yeah.
And I have my feelings about Sifuna. Ruto, I think there are several things that he needs to figure out.
like which ones?
Especially how to speak to Kenyans.
But he's trying.
If
you look at the tone,
he's not trying.
If you look at the tone of Ruto in 2024 backwards and the tone of Ruto in 2025 moving forward has changed.
But he has also abandoned. He has also sort of abandoned the. It looks to me that he doesn't care anymore what people say about him. He has a very. He's very averse. He's okay. If you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, you like. He has just decided to do what he has to do.
But I think also he gauges and sees, okay, you know, he's not being ruthless. You know, when you say that, it means he wakes up and decides there must be a road here, and so he's not going to consult you whether to construct it. But that is not the case. I think he's weighing option and realizing that regardless of what, he's not selling to us ice creams, and so not all of us will love him. So as long as something will be impactful for the next 10, for the next 5 years, he doesn't really care about the negative comment from Alionia and the rest. That's how I would look at it.
So for me, I am really weighing things. I like the things that Wanjigi say. Wanjigi sort of speaks at a very high level.
Yeah.
And his language and the things that he talks about makes a lot of sense to me. Mm-hmm. Okay, but I am worried about him penetrating the people with the message, because it needs to be broken down properly. And I also think that Wanjigi is still having a problem with his name, right? And who he is, what he wants, especially now. So I think people are still asking a lot of questions about what does he want now. Okay, what unfinished business does he have with Kenya now? Then we go to somebody like Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua now, for
they
me,
impeached.
He's not yet impeached.
But he is impeached until proven otherwise.
Yeah, but if he goes to court, then it means that his impeachment again is on hold, quote unquote. Do you believe that Rigathi Gachagua can actually stand for president if we reach by March, when IEBC is just taking that sharp bend and we are going to elections and the High Court has not ruled on his case? Do you think he can stand he can vie as a president?
Not really. I mean, if you listen to to Martha Koome, she says, and I think I am not a professional in law, but if someone has been impeached, they remain impeached until when maybe the courts pronounce themselves otherwise. So up to now, the High Court has upheld his impeachment.
Yeah.
Like they have no problem. Like they're agreeing this guy was impeached legally, lawfully. I mean, whether it goes to the Supreme Court or to the Court of Appeal, that is another like 6 months. Another 6 months, he goes to the Supreme Court. We are already in 2027. We have already decided who is our, maybe watu kusema Sifuna wamechagua ni Sifuna ama ni Matiang'i. I mean, he's just not in the picture. I would rather he accepts himself as a kingmaker and maybe try to create a way for someone.
Hakuna serikali ya pembe mbili.
But I don't think IEBC can clear him to run, because when they will be, you know, I believe people provide papers and then the IEBC goes through and then it clears the names and then it says we have 5 presidential candidates.
Yeah.
So I don't think he can be able to go through that process.
I think IEBC might decide not to clear him, and he's gonna
what happened to Sonko? Sonko was running, was it in 2022?
Yes.
For Mombasa something. But then he provided his papers and then I don't remember very well, but there was something that just happened and then he was not on the ballot. I don't remember very well.
He was not on the ballot?
But he was running for something in Mombasa.
He was running for the governor, I believe. No?
So that means he took his papers and then, anyway, the people of the internet can remind us. But I think the impeached remains impeached until 20.
Are you happy about it? Why are you so happy about it?
I'm so happy. Let me tell you.
Okay.
Rigathi Gachagua has made the people of Central Kenya to be now the boogeymen. You know, like the people now everyone is punching.
Okay.
Which is actually not true, because you can't tell me. For someone like me, I've been supported by very many people from Mount Kenya. They never looked at me from the aspect of tribe. But you see, this is a leader who has come and destroyed the whole reputation. You know, before we used to know Kikuyus as people who love to do biashara. Watu walikuwa wanapenda pesa. Right now you mention the word Kikuyu. The first thing that comes into your head, Rigathi Gachagua. The other thing, tribalist. Like, he has destroyed the reputation of a whole community, and he will, in fact, I am happy that the courts continue pronouncing themselves on this matter to confirm that he was impeached, so that he doesn't have that legal muscle to say that I own the Mount Kenya. We need to have reasonable. For me, I love
but he said only yesterday that he has got 10 million votes.
From where? From where? Because for me, if there's anyone reasonable from Mount Kenya that can sit on the table and listen to what they're saying, we have Irungu
Nyakera.
Not Irungu Nyakera. This governor of Muranga. I think to some extent I love what he does. If you look at Ndindi Nyoro, in as much as he's in opposition, that sometimes he makes some remarks so in the matters of economics, and then you're like, oh, we can listen. Look at people like Kimani Ichung'wah, Kuria from Molo. These are reasonable people, like you can engage with them. But I Rigathi hapana.
What exactly is wrong with Rigathi Gachagua? Because I don't see a lot of things that are wrong with Rigathi Gachagua.
Okay, let us take an example of the Ebola.
Okay.
You see the Ebola stuff.
Yeah.
People were actually raising their concerns. Some saying we don't need to have it. Others saying we need to have it, but we need to regulate. And then he comes and says, this Ebola thing is aimed at my community. They want to clear. I mean, other leaders were talking about Kenya. Like they were saying, before you bring it, we need to know the safety of our Kenyans. He's looking at it from the community perspective. My people, my Mount Kenya people, they want to do it so that they can wipe out my community. I mean, for heaven's sake. That is a national issue that everyone is, criticizing or supporting it. But from the national perspective, they are saying, are we as a country ready for that quarantine facility?
What do you think about the quarantine facility?
Let me ask you,
Alionya.
Jagero.
Yes.
When you are constructing, let's say, a mortuary, do you construct the mortuary when the dead bodies are there or before the dead bodies are brought?
Before.
Do you construct a hospital when the patients have been brought, they're lying there, is when you're constructing a hospital before? Do you construct it before or after?
After.
You construct it after the people have been brought?
No, before.
Before?
Yes.
Let us take another example. A fire. Let us talk of a fire extinguisher or something.
Yes.
A fire station. Do you construct it when the fire is already happening outside there, or you construct it before the fire? It's the same thing. The narrative we should be having right now is asking ourselves, what will be the welfare of our doctor? The doctors will be working there, of the nurses will be working there. Because I remember in
What will be the welfare of the people that will be working there, Alionya?
Let me tell you, I remember in 2019, when COVID came, schools closed and universities closed around November there. We went home and it was just a month to doing exams. So when we went home, the university administration realized that probably we might never come back. So they suggested we need to have online classes.
Yes.
I was amongst the first student, and I was a first year by then, to do a video rejecting online classes by then. But I look at it 5 years from now and then I'm like, what was I even rejecting? Because online classes came, they are now the dailings of every universities and even some of the secondary schools where people are able to learn from wherever they are. It is the same thing to this Ebola thing. Ebola is a very serious disease that nobody needs to joke about it. Even me as a Leonia, I am afraid when I hear that Ebola could be in this building, But it doesn't mean that Ebola will never get to our country. Now, if you have gotten an opportunity to have a facility that will take care of patients, in the next maybe after 50 years, if we'll have an outbreak in this country, will we be prepared?
I know.
So my concern.
I know you are very close to the government.
My concern would be. Let me land my point.
I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Even as you go on, what exactly is going on with the Ebola lab? what is really going on. Because sometimes I think that, for example, I think the issue that a lot of people are having with the issue of Ebola is this, that why is it that the government has not come out to tell us what they are doing in Kenya? All we are reading about it for the first time on Reuters. We are seeing the Senate in the US talking about it.
Yeah.
Congress is talking about it. But the Kenyans who are supposed to be hearing about these things, Ruto has got 21 advisors with lots and lots. In fact, the other day, Jeff was making fun of Duale and asking him that he should be the government spokesperson. Because the other guy, his name I forget. What is his name? What is your spokesman as a government? There is a spokesman that you have as a government that never comes out. I don't know if you are young or you are not born yet, but did you see the days of Mutua? Every Thursday, he would be doing a press conference I think it was every Thursday. Howie, I don't know if you remember. People of the internet will tell us when he would come out and do a presser every Thursday and telling the people what the government is trying to do. Or answering questions that the people of Kenya are asking and are not getting clear answers. Sometimes he would goof, sometimes he would lie, but at least he will come out. The problem that a lot of people are having with this government is we only hear. And then now the government comes on Citizen, the explainer, to explain. You understand? So now, what is this Ebola thing? What is going on there?
From my little understanding, and I agree with you, I think where the government might have failed Kenyans is the communication part. We should have heard it from our people first before the outside world was actually reporting on it. But that aside, now the news is here with us. To my own little understanding, I think from what I've heard from what the president is saying, the documentation that is out there, and even what the CS was saying, is the US government has volunteered to construct this facility so that it can help its citizens who might have been disposed to this disease, but they are residing in DRC Congo. So they are able to fly them to a closer facility, and then they are taken good care of. Wale ambao watakuwa quarantined for I think 14 days, and then they realize that they didn't get the disease, they are able to be released. Ama those who were unfortunate and they contacted the disease, the medication or the medics are able to take care of them. That is what I'm understanding. And an allocation, I think, of 1.something billion has been given. So to me, I'm looking at it from an angle of once we have that facility, it will not stop a Kenyan. Let's say 20 years from now, or even 10 or even 5, God forbid we have even a single COVID or Ebola disease in the country, that facility will be used to take care of a Kenyan. That's what I'm thinking. But then after some times we realize the president said that it is not even the only facility. We have one in Busia where it's very close to Uganda or Kampala where there's also issues of Ebola, and other counties. So you realize it is just something that is being blown out of proportion, but I don't say that the people blowing it out of proportion are doing something wrong, but they need to ask the right questions. Once that facility is there, will it be able to take care of Kenyans equally? Because we can't just say we'll construct something and then it is only taking care of the people from the US, and then the people of the land of the soil where the facility is are being denied maybe the facility. Those are the questions we should be asking. Who will be in those hospitals? Will it be Kenyan medics or US medics? Those are the questions we should be asking. And then what will be their remuneration package? Because you are exposing someone to a deadly disease. You can't pay them like the way you're paying other people at KNH, other people in level 5 hospitals in the counties. And then will it be under the county leadership of Laikipia because health is a devolved function, or will it be a function of the national government? Those are the questions we should be asking, but unfortunately, people like Rigathi are so much into their community, which is very unfortunate, because he could use his voice to actually ask the right questions and push the government to even do something better on top of what the US government is offering.
Let's talk about Linda Mwananchi. Caleb Messi came here to my show and said that he's not very happy with the direction that Linda Mwananchi is taking. Right now, he has spoken about the fact that they do not have voters. And I am just wondering, what do you think about, what is your thinking about Linda Mwananchi? Do you think that Caleb Messi is right? I mean, they're your friends over there.
People need to know that ODM or the Oburu faction started the Linda Ground. They actually did their first rally, was it in February? And they called it the Linda Ground Rally. Immediately after that is when we saw the Linda Mwananchi. When the party has now retracted because it has said we are no longer going to talk about Linda Ground because people have misused it and partitioned it to appear as if we have Linda Ground and Linda Mwananchi. So we are going back to the identity of the party. And so we are going to campaign as ODM and not as Linda Ground. I think that is what is causing havoc in the other side. Because even if they continue with the Linda Mwananchi narrative, what will they be countering? I mean, when Linda Mwananchi against what? But to some extent, when you sit and listen to Caleb Amisi, he's a fellow, I've just realized he's a fellow first class degree holder like me. His reasoning might be true.
Why did you decide to post your
Before we go to that, let me land my point.
Okay, go ahead.
Caleb Amisi is telling the Linda Mwananchi faction that, look, the reason why we started, and he even goes ahead to tell us that he's the one who initiated the Linda Mwananchi narrative. So the reason why they started is because they felt there was a gap. Kenyans were tired with the normal politicians. They wanted something new. So when journalists are asking Caleb Amisi, so why are you running away from whatever you started? He says, because the people I brought together are now telling me that now Rigathi Gachagua is an option. To him, he's saying you can't remove William Samoei Ruto and you put there Rigathi Gachagua and you may sit back and celebrate that you have done something meaningful for the country, which I totally agree with him. If the people of Linda Mwananchi were so serious, the things they are fighting for are things that have been caused by people like Kalonzo Musyoka, things that have been caused by people like Matiang'i because they were just in the previous regime, are things that have been caused by even Rigathi himself when he was still a DO during those times, when he was a member of parliament. So if truly they had an ideology, an identity they wanted to show to Kenyans, then it is good they come as a third force. I'm thinking as a common Mwananchi who believes in the Linda Mwananchi narrative. So to me, I agree with what Caleb Amisi is saying, because you can't start something and then the people you have brought together start telling you that now this direction that you're showing us is not the better direction. We now need to go the other direction. Probably that was not why you started the initiative. But then again, one wrong thing I have with young politician, if you look at Babu, he's young. Look at Sifuna, he's young. Caleb Amisi, they are still young. Akina Mugendi or whoever from Kisii. All of them are fighting for supremacy. You can't all be leaders at a go. You need to decide who is leading the movement. You need to decide who is at the grassroots level. You need to decide who is representing the women, who is representing the youth. That is what they are fighting for. They just can't tell us. Because probably Caleb Amisi is telling these people, you see, you need to take instructions from me. But that looking at him, I am assuming, Sifuna is looking at him and telling him, bro, me, I'm the one who is being celebrated. I'm the one who has the numbers. I'm the one who is bringing people in a rally.
Sifuna is the one that is being celebrated.
Exactly. So probably he's telling him, bro, you can't give me directions. Ni mimi nafaa kukupea direction. Because if you look at the bone of contention, is actually the direction. Caleb Amisi is telling them, we can't go the Rigathi way. We need to go our own way. But now the other side is saying we will team up with whoever just to remove William Samoei Ruto. So to me, I think Caleb is right, first because he was the initiator of the movement, and secondly, there's an ideology that he's fighting for, which is to be the third force that will now bring liberation to the country.
So who do you think is the leader of Linda Mwananchi?
It is hard because Babu Owino has been on record saying Raila was my last boss. There is no one who is going to be my other boss. We have had Orengo come on national TV and tell us he's the party leader of that faction. Sifuna is on the other hand being pushed as a presidential candidate.
Who is pushing him?
You people online, you have removed posters saying that it is either him or no way. So if you're going to be a presidential candidate, will you be receiving instructions from someone else? So these are just, and I heard Caleb Amisi also say that after he's done with Saboti, he'll be contesting for presidential. That is in 2032. So all these people are eyeing the same position. Even Babu wants to be the president in 2032. Yeah. Sifuna wants to be the president in 2027. Of course, they know he will not. I think it is just a matter of
But you
titles,
see-
power.
But you see, these are your brothers and sisters from ODM. The question that a lot of people are asking, if you go back into ODM, Linda Ground or ODM, you'll find that there are a lot of figures in Linda Ground, or let's say the original ODM, that were not for the idea of deposing of Sifuna or getting him out of Orange Democratic Party. I hear that he still has your car, the ODM car. Why is it that you guys have not taken that car?
The question should be, why is it that he has not surrendered party properties? If you keep on calling the party very bad names, that we are dead, we no longer fight for the rights of the people, why is he still holding our belongings? Because he should surrender them and say, kwendeni uko na chama yenyu, I have my other party. That is the question.
Yeah.
But one of these fine days, hata mimi nimetosha kukua SG wa chama ya ODM. Nitaendea hiyo gari. Kama kina Catherine Omanya hawataki kuchukua gari. Jagero. You know, one thing with ODM that Baba showed us is, ukiona mtu analala kazini, wanamuamshe na mkimbize mbio. Because equally, that is a party, mimi nakosa hata fare kuenda rally.
Yes.
Hiyo gari ikikuja itanisaidia mimi na comrades wengine 5 wenye tunapigania chama. Itusaidia kumove from one place to another. You know, we are being very diplomatic because the internal disputes tribunal ya chama haijamaliza kesi yake.
Okay.
Ile siku itamalizwa na waseme, this guy was wrong, we are not chasing him out of the party, and it has been so strict on that. But we want him to surrender the position of the Secretary General because he can no longer speak for the party. The day the tribunal will pronounce itself on the matter, hata mimi nitaendea gari. Na kuna bidhaa zingine mingi zenye
katakata ameuza huko downtown.
But you know, Jagero, let me tell you, Linda Mwananchi is full of cowards, I would say.
Really?
Because Babu Owino has been on record saying the party is no longer chungwa, nindimu. Caleb Amisi has been on record saying he will contest in 2027, but not on an ODM ticket.
Okay.
Sifuna has said the worst things about party chairperson and even the party leader. But none of them has the strength of saying, look, I don't agree with the ideologies of these parties anymore, and so I am leaving. None of them has done that. None of them has done that. And I can tell you, hakuna mtu kwa chama amefukuza any of them. But the day we will also get tired as members of the party, watakimbia. I'm not lying to you, Jagero. Because you can't be waking up every day to burden us with all manner of insult, and you still want to enjoy remuneration from the party. You still want to enjoy the facilities of the party. It annoys me to some extent.
It annoys you. Anyway,
I mean, unajua they have a party. People in Renaissance party is Caleb Amisi's party.
No, but Caleb Amisi is pissed off. I don't think Caleb Amisi is going to volunteer his party anymore. Caleb Amisi looks to me like he has used all his money on Linda Mwananchi.
And then he has realized that the people he's fighting for are no longer fighting for the cause. But that is politics, Caleb. So you need to know when Baba was, cultivating the party for the past 20 years, characters like you and Babu Owino and Sifuna were always there in the party, but he knew how to manage them. But because you don't have the wisdom of even managing yourselves, by the time tunafika 2027, he has already said Linda Mwananchi has no votes. There will be no Linda Mwananchi. There will be no alternative government. Everyone will be fighting for themselves. Let me tell you, Jagero, a time is coming when Babu will have to sit down and ask himself, what am I pushing for in 2027? Governorship, for example. Sifuna will have to sit and ask himself, what do I want in 2027? Let's say he wants to be a deputy. This Caleb Amisi will ask himself, mimi napigania presidency ama MP saboti, MP. When people will start fighting for their own survival in their constituencies, their counties, is when you'll see the true colors. Mambo bado. Kusambaratika watasambaratika. By the time tunafika 2027, the only formal arrangement will be from government side.
What do you want? What do you want, Alionya? Do you want Sifuna? Do you want Babu? Do you want Caleb Amisi? Do you want Sosi? All these guys. Orengo, your grandfather. Do you want them to come back to ODM and join broad-based government and take the country forward? What exactly do you want? Because you look like these are your exes. Are you
excess is a very dangerous word. But as
Yeah.
a young person and as a member of ODM, I would love wote wakirudi kwa chama, because for Orengo, he needs, if people of Siaya elect him again, he needs to serve well the
Okay.
county of Siaya. The same for Sosi. He wants governorship of Vihiga. And they will come back, by the way. Some of them, I know, they don't have the muscles of fighting on the other side. And they have already seen the person they were calling dad has already been declared impeached. And he's not going to use the same muscles
Who
he
is
would have
calling who
used.
dad?
That was Babu. He called him dad the other day.
He called Rigathi Gachagua dad.
Dad on a TV. Was it a TV or a radio station?
What was it? What is the context?
No, the host called Rigathi Gachagua when Babu was in the studio, and then Babu said, "Hello, Dad." But some politicians, I don't know where Baba is, because
you did
Baba
not-
died cursing Gachagua. I don't know how he feels, but anyway, what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
if they came back, I would still welcome them, because they have been members of the party. Like for Sifuna, he has been our Secretary General for the longest, but they will have to respect the leadership that will be there. Wakipata ni Alionya amepewa kiti ya SG, ama ni Omanya ameambiwa endelea na kiti ya SG, they will have to respect that woman.
Okay.
Because if they don't do that, we can't, hatuwezi kuwa na fahali wawili kwa chama.
The question is now, why do you think Sifuna and co left ODM? Is it one, the support that ODM had for His Excellency the President Dr. William Ruto, or number two, they had a problem with Oburu? Because Sifuna has said that he does not have any respect for Oburu, he does not want anything to do with Oburu. Well, I can have his car, but, so what is the problem? What is the biggest problem?
Let me ask you, Jagero, have you ever had, or do you think Oburu has ever wronged Sifuna?
I don't know. Because the other day somebody was telling me a very interesting story.
Which one?
Story that I do not want to repeat.
Oh, you have said it before.
No, there is a story that somebody was, there is a clip that is going around of Sifuna talking about Jimmy Wanjigi. That they had asked 45 million from Jimmy Wanjigi. I don't know if you've seen that clip.
No.
It's going around everywhere on TikTok.
No, I've not seen it.
And then I asked somebody very close to one of these people, and he told me the entire story of what happened. That the reason why Sifuna did not get that money was because of somebody that was very close to the other camp that Sifuna had wronged. And so when it came to the money, it was the same guy that had to help him get the money. And then the guy said, you gave me the middle finger on the other side, I'm going to give you the middle finger on this other side. So when you ask me the question as to whether Oburu amekosea Sifuna, Sifuna has been a protege of Baba, correct? Mm-hmm. He has been learning on the peripheries of Baba.
Yeah.
And Oburu has also been within that compound, where suddenly, where probably Sifuna was trying to get something, okay? And you never know what might have happened between the senior and the junior. And so in my head, I am thinking, because every time you look at political enmity, something happened. All right? The other day, somebody was today. I don't know whether I should say today. Right? Today.
Just tell us.
Today, I was speaking to a gentleman, and he was telling me some horrific story about what happened to him just before the 2022 elections. Okay? He was telling me that he was a supporter of Ruto. Big, proud. And then 6 months to election, somebody from ODM calls him and tells him, because somebody from Ruto's camp had seen the good work he was doing and actually wanted to have a meeting with him. But then this other person jumps between them and takes him to Baba and tells him that, look, Baba is going to take this thing. You have to make your mind now. He's Luo. And Baba is getting this thing. And this person that is talking to him is very close to Baba. And he knows, because the kind of education he has means that he can be a very big person in government. When Raila finally takes the mantle, he switches sides.
He goes to
6
Raila's
months.
side.
Yes. And Elections are coming. Elections are announced. And he's shocked by the results. He has never forgotten that to date. Right? So things always happen in the political circles. They don't come out. So when you see somebody saying that I cannot work with such a person, there is something that happened.
But
maybe
you
should go and ask your grandfather Oburu. Ask him, show.
Well, I don't lack respect for my party leader, but you see, unajua hata kama mtu amekukosea kiasi gani Jagero, you can't go insulting him in a manner that Sifuna has insulted Oburu. Because even me, I've sat and tried to ask myself, where can Oburu might have wronged Sifuna to this extent? Like you see, for Babu has never been disrespectful to Oburu. He just says he has gone his own way, but he has never insulted him as an individual. But you see, even when you are disagreeing with someone, disagreeing respectfully is meaningful. But throwing insults, because the scenario you are giving, assuming they have to come back to the party, where will they be coming back to? Because in the event Oburu is not the party leader, we might have someone else, but there is not going to be definitely Sifuna or even Babu. It could be someone else, even away from Luo Nyanza. So will they respect him, or will they still throw insults at him? So to me, I don't know.
What is the feeling within the ODM party when you talk about the disrespect?
Can I tell you something about ODM that I realized before I switched sides? ODM has the largest membership of the elderly people. We, the young people, are very minute in ODM. When Baba was forming the party, his age mates and people who were slightly younger than him were the members, and the youths of 2005 were the members of ODM. So when they were in their 20s, right now they are about 40, 50 years. So when you disrespect someone who is almost their age, it takes them aback. Because when you interact with these people, they are like, okay, we don't hate what Sifuna is doing, but him respecting the party leader and chauvining his own way to a different path is respectful. But when you throw insults to someone who is my age, you tell someone he's elderly, he cannot lead you anymore. So some even say that probably Sifuna saw Baba as an elderly person, as a stumbling block, that he even wished him to be away from his own path. And when you look at this feeling, is not a feeling. When you talk to them, you realize that they are talking from the aspect of they have grown with the party. They fought for the party when they are in their 20s. Some of them even look at me and tell me, Elionya, we love what we are doing, but we also did that. Just be careful not to be bitter like some of us. But if you look at these people, the membership, the largest percentage of the membership of ODM is elderly people. So when you insult one of their own, however much right you could be, that's why they showed up in large numbers at Kirembe grounds, just to send a message.
That was the next question I was gonna ask you about what that was exactly about. But also you've talked about the respect for Oburu that Sifuna is apparently lacking. Okay, a lot of people have also told you that Babu is your big brother. Why is it that you're being Sifuna to him?
By being Sifuna to him means disrespectful. Let me tell you.
Okay.
I don't know. You see, for Babu, before I went public to criticize him, I called him.
You called him?
It was on 6 a.m. when Baba died. 6 a.m. in the morning. We didn't even know Baba would die.
Okay.
But I told him there's something disturbing. I even texted him. He didn't reply back. He didn't call back because I wanted to tell him, my brother, mimi sioni kama tutaendelea na hii safari. So
safari ipi?
Kusapotiana, because I have been supporting Babu for quite some.
You were once a Babu supporter?
Yes. So when he didn't pick, that's when I went on media. But that time, I think Baba also died at around 7:30, or was it 8 a.m.? And then he's everywhere. He wants to be the kingpin after Baba. And then I'm like, bro, iwezi. So the following day, I wrote a very long post on Facebook. But you see, one problem with Babu is he does not know how to live with people who disagree with him. So he took away my Facebook account, by the way. You remember, my Facebook account was taken away. He sent a few of young people to come and attack me. Seriously.
Okay.
Those young people have even left his camp. Because, you know, you can't pay someone 2,000 to go and hurt someone and they don't see the fault of this girl.
What do you mean they were paid 2,000 to come and hurt someone?
Yeah, I was to be hurt. I mean, I've been insulted. He sent Maverick Aoko to come and insult me in a WhatsApp group. Maverick insulted me all manner of insults. You see, that's why for Sifuna, you'll never find me using maybe disrespectful words. I will just be discrediting him based on ideology and political matters. But for Babu, when ukiniletea disrespect, Jagero, even me, I have a master's in disrespecting people. I have a master's in heckling people. I have a master's in insulting people. Kitu sina tu ni nguvu na goons. So one problem with Babu needs to know that me, Alionya, not supporting you doesn't mean the rest of the world will not support you. You need to, in fact, you should ask me, Alionya, mbona, why are you not agreeing with me? What might I have done wrong? We sit down and agree, and then you tell me, you go your way, let me go my way, kila mtu.
So when you say that he took away your Facebook account, Babu does not own Meta. What does that exactly mean?
What they do is they tell a large number of people and people with large followers to report your account.
Okay.
And that was after I made a video about DJ Evolve. I posted, I think, something about... But, Jagero, let me tell you something. People will not support you 100%. You have heard stories of Gaucho. Gaucho was one of his closest friends. So when somebody falls out with you as a politician, you don't go with hunting them, because mi kura yangu in Nairobi ni moja tu. I don't have 1 million votes.
But
I have never even decampaigned him on his governorship position. I just tell him off that you cannot be a kingpin. And I told him that in October. Until now, I don't think he's a kingpin. So hata kama ana disagree na mimi, he needs to know that I also have an opinion which might be true. And sooner or later, we're going to take sides about the Nairobi governorship. Akiendelea kuleta ujinga. Let me tell you. Let me tell you one thing.
Okay.
Mi sijaiona Sifuna amenitumia watu kunitukana. Sijaiona Sifuna amenitumia watu kuniattack. The young people that Babu sent to attack me in Mombasa in ODM at 20, they left his camp. They are even supporting the broad-based government loudly than the rest. I don't know what he'll ever do to them, but he just needs to learn that when someone in your camp deviates, you either ignore them, because what is my influence in Babu's leadership? Can I stop Babu from achieving whatever he wants to achieve? I can't. But if he pushes me to the wall, even with my one vote, takusumbua, bro.
But the question in Alionya, because I think a lot of people need to understand this properly, and thank you for shedding some of the light on the issue that you're having with Babu Owino.
Yeah.
But you called him, he did not respond. You made a Facebook message. Did he get back to you?
Yeah, he called me after that Facebook message, but I did not receive. Because why wait for me to go public? And I had called him. I've never deleted my messages.
But the question in Alionya, if somebody calls you, and if you call somebody and he does not respond, why?
I took a day. Nikasema labda Muhesha ko busy. Aoni simu yangu. A day. And then the other day I texted him in the morning. I told him,
were you people that used to speak a lot?
Yes. Not a lot, but he would always call. Maybe when you want to tell him something, he had called me like 3 or 2 times before.
The other thing that the people are asking is that there was an incident that Babu had with DJ Evolve, and it has come out that it was I don't know what it was between him and DJ Evolve, whatever happened. But I'm thinking that, okay, if something happens, and I think Babu has come out and apologized or whatever. I saw your post, your argument and brawl with Obina, and I just wondered, okay, he's, Obina is really protecting Babu here, and he's trying to say that Babu is this evil person that you're trying to make him look like. Do you believe that somebody can do something silly and then later on say, okay, this was not good at all? And I think looking back, because I think he has also said that there are several things that he was doing apart from the attack and the incident. People can change, right? Alionya can change, right?
Do you think Babu has changed?
And that is the thing, I do not know Babu at all. The other day, I talked about Babu in a very short way on Facebook. And the amount of people
insults
that landed on that post
that's normal.
was unimaginable. Like, no, even I disagree with Raila, but I don't suddenly see people paying for your blood in this manner. So it was just very, very interesting that happened, you know, and I had to be cowardly enough to remove that post. And I imagine that you are, I think you have more guts than I do.
Let me tell you,
Because I was really, really shocked about that. And so I do not know Babu at all. I was never close to his, politics at the university. All I know is that Babu wants me to vote for him as a governor here in Nairobi. That's all I know. As to what he's able to do for this city or for this county, I am not sure. Okay, I don't know. I won't say. So that is for me about Babu. I don't know him at all. I don't know his capabilities. I don't know his goodness. I don't know his badness. All I see him is on that podium at Linda Mwananchi, but I don't know anything about Babu. And don't ask me if I'm going to vote for him.
Because they know you won't vote for him. It's just that you can't say, don't want to be cancelled. But we'll be bold enough to speak on your behalf. I've just remembered another thing. Babu called. There's a day I was to go on Citizen, 31st of October. He called in to tell those people I should not appear. He threatened the presenter. Up to today, that presenter can never host me.
And
when the presenter
told you,
yes, and the
that
presenter
he
called
was
me. He called me actually because the poster was already out. I had posted. Then he called me and he told me, Alionya, even if it is not today, probably you get another chance. And then when he saw, because at first the presenter had refused to remove me from the panel because it was too late. It was in the night at 10 p.m., 11 p.m. The bloggers of Babu insulted that presenter until he had to raise his hand and say, Alionya, I am dropping you. But I thank God, since 31st of October, God has been faithful. I can still go to Citizen TV and speak my mind. I can go to NTV and speak my mind. So Babu, even if you made a phone call for me not to appear anywhere, God was gracious enough. And so when somebody disagrees with you, you don't go on dimming their light just because they are disagreeing with you. This Nairobi County has around, 5 million voters. Not all of them will vote for you. You can't go, insulting or sending goons to the people who did not vote for you. So let it just be a lesson. Those are some of the few things that make me and Babu inakuwa ni kama ni personal. Because I look at myself by that time, October 31st, who knew Alionya? Nobody. But why would you call a media station to tell them?
This happened after you wrote a long text.
Yes, because that was 15 days after Baba had died. I wrote a long text on the 16th of October. When Baba had just risen and I was like, I was burning. Nikasema, let me just write my mind. And a large section of the party agreed that he needed to tone down. But to the question of the aspect of DJ Evolve, even the things I was saying on Obina, I was just trying to protect someone. Because there were indications that he might have planned to go and hurt him so that he blames it on the government. Just like they did with Ososi. So that they whip emotions.
You want to say that Ososi was beaten up?
I mean, your case. Let me tell you. Immediately, now be the judge. Let me narrate something, and then you be the judge. Immediately, Ososi was attacked. Was it EACC or was it DCI? Found, I think, three suspects, and then it put them on their pages. I think, was it 4 minutes after it put it on their pages on X? 4 minutes after that, Babu held a presser naming 16 other goons. I mean, if Babu knew the goons that attacked Ososi, it's Babu who sent them. And if you talk to those goons, they say they have worked with Babu before. I mean, if you follow that case, mpaka mahali imefika, hiyo kesi imefika wapi? And then after that,
I'm not so sure.
No, they attacked Ososi in Kisumu, and then they put a rally. And then you see, Sifuna went on Facebook and said, "Iyo Kisumu mnakataa tuingine tunaingia next week." So they were to do the same thing with DJ Evolve, and then blame it on government, and then now hold another rally. And after the Kisumu rally that was held out of emotions, Linda Mwananchi has not held any other successful rally. All the other rallies, even the one in Machakos, videos are just not being posted, but they saw dust in Machakos.
What happened in Machakos?
ask people of Machakos, is it a place called Kitu something before Machakos town itself?
Okay.
Ask what they went through before they entered Machakos town.
What happened?
Ask them. Find videos. You media houses pia mnatuangusha ati kitu mbaya Sifuna na Babu mwezi post.
Kweli?
Mnaficha. You ask them. That rally was so chaotic. That's why they were insulting people's breasts. They were, I don't know, doing what, insulting Naivas. It was a difficult day for them.
It was a difficult
So
day.
they have to weep on emotions, and I think that's why Caleb Amisi amefunguka macho akaona anyo linda mwananchi hatuna kura.
You think Caleb Amisi is going away?
He has already gone away, Jagero. He has already gone. If he can say the things he's saying, and then how will they now work together now with Akina Rigiji and the alternative opposition and maybe chant the way forward? They can't. I think he'll just focus on his MP and then maybe his political party that he has formed, try to ensure that it gets a lot of MCS, because that is what he was saying today, that he wants to start a movement that will ensure a lot of young people are elected in 2027. So I think he has just changed strategy. Yeah.
Interesting. Let's get back to ODM, because today I just wanted us to talk about ODM.
Chama kubwa.
Chama kubwa. What is going on there? A couple of questions that I want to ask you. Number one, did you guys drop zoning? Because it looks like Nyasuna's brother was here. Nyasuna's brother was here. Did you?
Yeah, Robert, I saw it. I saw the nini. When he was saying UDA is picking their best. I saw it and giving them money. I saw it.
Okay. What did you guys decide that zoning is not something that is very wise and you're not going to do it?
Not really, but I think I love what my party leader said sometimes back with the Ramogi TV. He said they will consult the members. If zoning is good for the party, they will do it. If it is not good for the party, they will drop it. I think there are things that are now going into the boardroom discussions and maybe discussions with the delegates only. So I think we'll now be able, because it was bringing a lot of contention online, they decided now to take it to the grassroots. If the delegates decide, but I think that is the direction people are taking, because if you talk to delegates from Kisumu, from Siaya, they are saying Baba's party must be on the ballot in 2027. You can't allow it to die. But what they are pushing more is that we need to have transparent, they're called what, party primaries.
Yes.
There's no waking up and saying, Jagero, because you have been escorting me in all rallies, you are now the MP of Nyakach. Or you are now the party bearer of Nyakach. Apana. So they are saying they want, if a position has 5 contenders, let all of them come to us as delegates. We vote so that one of them represents the party, to ensure that once one person has been selected, now all the rest of the ODM members can still come up to vote during the national election.
Do you think that that Wanga is going to have a nomination with other ODM members in Homa Bay? Do you think that Oburu is going to have a nomination with other ODM members in Siaya?
Yes, why not?
How does that work, Alionya?
Why not? I mean, but you see, for Wanga,
think about it.
For Wanga, there might be people just saying, wacha tu mama amalize term yake 5. She might go and oppose. Or who else in ODM have you seen wanting the position of governor of Homa Bay?
I mean, there are strong women down there. There is Millie
Which
Mabona.
one?
Is very strong down there.
Willie Mabona said she's going for presidency. She has not talked about Homa Bay governorship.
Millie Mabona?
Yes.
Wants to be the president?
She did a post and
Which year?
said, is it 2032 or 2027? I don't know. I just saw she said, I will be seeking your vote as a president.
Why do I have a feeling that there are few individuals that are very hot and cold? like Alionya, let me ask
you who are on the fence.
let me ask you this one. Usimwambie mtu nimekuuliza.
Wanaona.
Why is it that you like somebody like Millie Mabona, she sympathizes with Linda Mwananchi, but she's an ODM. She's up to, hot and cold. Tell me about the people around ODM and around Linda Mwananchi that are blowing hot and cold. What is going on inside them that are saying, okay, me, I don't have a problem with Linda Mwananchi, but I'm an ODM member. They are just in between there. You won't hear them taking very hardline positions, but they are there. Sometimes they will come out and say a few words of wisdom, quote unquote. tuheshimiane, tuafikiane, sisi sote ni wa Kenya. Ama sio hiyo?
Kuna ingine nilisikia mtu akiambiwa amekaa kwa fence akasema the buttocks are mine. Sitting on the fence. Why are you bothered? But I think they are just trying to be Solomonic because every time there's a session in State House, I always see Millie Mabona going there. So if she did not agree to the broad-based arrangement or she was not in support of the president getting another chance, she will not be engaging in those State House activities. I see her going there more often. Even after making a tweet sympathizing with Linda Mwananchi, she goes the other side. Another thing, I've never seen her going to any Linda Mwananchi rally. In politics, Jagero, it is not about what you write on social media. It reaches a day where you're going for a rally in Nyakach. You need vehicles. They need to be fueled. You need security. The people who stand with you in that rally, those are your people. So I think she's just trying to sympathize with them in brotherhood on social media. But hata yeye mwenyewe amejua ground yake imemwambia rais ndio baba sasa. So I think she's just trying to be Solomon.
Rais ndio baba sasa.
Yeah.
That's a huge statement.
But it is true. You talk to our people nowadays. That's what they say. Baba left us in the safe hands of another Baba.
Who is Dr. William Ruto?
Yes.
Where does that leave Oburu?
Oburu is a transitional leader. People need to agree with that.
Meaning?
Because even when they were installing him as the party leader, they were saying we need to install him so that the party stabilizes and then maybe we'll go for elections to elect a party leader. But doesn't mean that people disrespect him. People respect him equally, just like they respected Baba. Yeah.
So that is zoning. You now agree that there is not going to be any zoning.
There is going to be zoning. That one I can tell you. And I keep telling people, UDA will have zoning, ODM will have zoning, even the alternative government ama disunited opposition, they will also be having zoning amongst themselves.
Disunited opposition.
They will never. There's no way you're going into an election without zoning some areas. For instance, let's talk of we are targeting to get like 300 or not 300, 250 MPs. There are areas you have to demarcate. Kama mko kwa partnership like ODM and UDA, you have to check for a place like Kisumu Central. So if we put a UDA candidate, is it likely that the UDA candidate will get? No. If we put an ODM, is it likely? Yes. If we put both of them, is it likely that we both lose to an opponent? Yes. So when you look at that science and then you say we need to agree on the strongest candidate in the strongest party to now be the flag bearer. So zoning is not only an aspect of ODM. Zoning is going to be in all political coalitions. Because let's say we have Wiper of Kalonzo and we have DCP of Rigathi Gachagua. For a place like the by-elections in Olkalau, they have to sit down and ask themselves, okay, is Wiper strong in this region? No. Is DCP strong in this region? Yes. Is it safe for us to have all our two candidates, Wiper and DCP, on the ballot? They say no, that this will leave an easy work for the opponent. Then they decide we need to leave this position for the strongest candidate in the strongest party. So those are things that will be happening. But in areas where zoning cannot work, where you don't know who is likely to win, who is likely the strongest candidate, then you leave it a free world. Unasema kila mtu amenyane. And even during Baba's time, we had places that had been zoned out for some political parties, but we had places Baba you could say wacha kila mtu amenyane, because hata yeye mwenyewe amefanya research yake, hajui nani, or kama wanashindana tu na 1%, someone is 38%, the other one is 37%, so they are told all of you go, may the best candidate win. So any person, and especially young people, young people are coming into this politics thinking this is mchezo wa Banu. Isi mchezo wa Banu. If you are contesting, let's say in Central Kenya, to be honest, you cannot go there with ODM. If you are contesting in Luo Nyanza, there's no way you're coming there with the DCP party. So you need to be reasonable. Look at the most popular party and also look at yourself. Are you a strong candidate? Because if you're not a strong candidate and you're campaigning with the weakest political party, you're up for losing. So zoning is not only an aspect of ODM only, it will be in all political coalitions.
The love affair between ODM and UDA, how is that going? The last time
See the way you're asking me questions as if I'm the ODM party leader. How would I know these things?
No. You have an idea because the other day there was a lot of problems in Paradise, and they were saying that we need respect, we need so and this, and we need that. But at some point things have quietened down, and now you guys are just doing your thing. You've decided that you're going to go to Kisumu, have a big rally. It was very interesting, that rally, that everybody had a kofia and an orange. What was going on?
Can I tell you,
Everybody was given.
I actually went to Kisumu. I traveled to Kisumu 4 days prior.
Why?
Because
were you the one with the money?
Not really, but we were just doing some activation as young people. Actually, the Gen Zs. The vehicles you saw branded leaving Nairobi going to, and the lorry. We were the people in those lorries. When we arrived in a place called Ahero, mtu anakuambia iko wapi kofia? Members of ODM in Luo Nyanza value the kofia more than even the t-shirt. Ena anakuambia msichana yangu, iko wapi kofia ya baba? So to them, an ODM kofia is actually, yani, you see the merchandise that you saw on television, it was not even enough. People are literally asking.
So when you guys as the advanced team reached Kisumu, you told the team back in Nairobi that, look, what we are seeing here is that people need kofias.
Yes, there's no way you are talking to them. You know, we were in a certain kilori, and then you are telling them we'll be at Kirembe on this. They're not coming back. Kofia iko wapi msichana? Kofia. So to them, and we don't know why, like, people treasure the party of Baba so much, and may his soul continue resting in peace. I think he did a lot for the people that he still remains in the hearts of his members, that they just want something.
Yeah. So, people of the internet, we are soon going to be taking calls. We can take a few calls. The number is the same one. I don't think that this one is connected to Bluetooth. I need to connect it to Bluetooth so that we can receive calls. Alionya, every now and again. I don't know if you watch Political Headache, but
yeah,
I've
seen
the
watch upgrade.
Oh, there we go.
You were also asking me a question about ODM and UDA affair.
Yes, the love affair.
The love is
so
doing
people
very
of the internet,
well.
you can call me. Please, if you can call me on a normal line, I would really appreciate, because WhatsApp is a bit EV. But if you're out of the country, definitely you can call us through WhatsApp, and we will be able to. The other people of the internet will have to bear with us. Where are you guys going? So the number is going to be on the screen. You can call. Yeah.
Hey, may upgrade. Mpaka kwa call.
Yes.
But anyway, I was saying my party leader has often at times told us that there's a committee that will be set so that they will be having discussions. I think, was it set or it is going to be set? I think they just pointed out people who will be leading the teams.
There is a caller on the line.
Okay.
Hello. Hello, hi, Jacob. Are you okay?
Mitambo.
Can you hear us?
Hello, hi, Jacob.
Yes, how are you doing, sir?
I am very good. Maybe you okay?
Yeah, we are good. I don't know whether you're on a speakerphone, because it's a bit cloudy on your side.
Not really. I am using my earpiece.
All right, very good. Alionya was trying to say something that I'm gonna allow you to give your opinion or ask a question to Alionya if you've got a question, sir. Go ahead. Where are you calling us from, by the way?
Yeah. My name is John. I'm calling from London.
Say that again.
Yeah. I have a question for Aliona.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have listened to her, and her being a young person, and having come from a country that is, at the moment, you're calling it a developing country.
Okay.
The rhetoric is not about what leadership or what party is going to be in power, but the most important part is what it's going to do for the people. I haven't had much of what the government of the day or the party that she supports is going to do for the people. We have a lot of lost young people in Africa and not in Kenya only. And they are being roped into the thinking of their great-grandfathers. There is not much development that they're seeking, but they're seeking the status quo, what has been there before, to continue. the country can never go forward if there is not readjustment in totality on how they are focused or where they are going. If Alionia as a young person continues thinking in the same way, I'll give you a good example, Jakaya Mitiwo, the late, so rest in peace, was thinking, or Tieno Katuang, we as a country are going nowhere. We must move away from what Charles Njonjo or Kenyatta the First was thinking to a new generation that asks up very tough questions, including people dying, money being used in ways that are not explainable. We have a government that is not accountable in any way, shape, or form. I have not heard that. I'm hearing a rhetoric of we're a big party. We are a Luo party, and the Luos will vote this way, and these are the people who vote that way. I know politics are all local, but as young people, as a nation, we need to refocus our energy in asking tough questions.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Where are you calling us from? I didn't hear it properly.
Sorry, Tagore, I can't hear you very well.
Yeah, I am asking, are you able to hear me? I'm asking, where are you calling us from?
I am calling you from London, England.
Oh, all right. Thank you very much.
Oh.
That is the question that I think you've heard all the questions that he's asking.
Mm-hmm.
There was also something that you're telling me before that. So people of the internet, sometimes when I grab your call, it is not obvious that I'm going to start talking with you immediately. So I can hold your call, and then when the guest is still speaking, you can listen in, and then I will come back to you later. Thank you very much. Yes, Alionia, there is something you are telling me about you and ODM and UDA. And then the gentleman has also asked you a few questions.
Thank you. And I think the gentleman, I didn't get his name very well, but our listener from London has raised very pertinent issue. It is true that many young people are lost. In terms of leadership and governance, we are completely lost. And that's why, as a young person who was on the streets in 2024 and 2025, I went back and asked myself...
You were in the street?
Yes.
Really?
I don't look like I went to the streets and said Ruto must go.
No, I don't think it is.
I don't think
it is always a tattoo on anybody's face.
I was there, but you see, there's a seminar I attended of young people from Europe who had done successful riots, and they now got into power. And they were challenging us and saying, okay, if you are complaining about a finance bill, do you even know the process of making a finance bill? If you are challenging a minister of treasury, if today, Alionia, you are appointed as a minister of treasury, can you do something? So that's why I went back, and that's why I was so vocal about ODM. I think from last year, late last year, I now went out telling people that we cannot continue to be partyless. Let's face it, in as much as I don't need to communicate like Moody Awori of the yesteryears, we need to be, to be current to the fact that politics is won in political parties. I have rallied my fellow young people. You don't have to come to ODM, but please join a political party, whether you are going to be elected or whether you are going to vote. Because if we channel our political parties very well, the policies they sell to us as manifesto prior to an election, we will force them to adhere to those manifestos after the election. But if you're going to continue with the partyless thing, imetufikisha wapi? Kuna kijana anaitwa Ademba, alianzisha kitu mzuri ya tuko kadi. Look at how people from the political scene grabbed it, and now he even gave up on the idea itself.
He did.
I heard him on Radio Generation yesterday saying, I cannot continue talking about Tukokadi when I told you people Rigathi is not an option and you cancelled me on Twitter. That is someone who is speaking from a disadvantaged point of view. But now the reality is, there is no way you are going to criticize people in a political party, and you yourself, you don't have a vehicle. So if you're going to tell people that DCP is not an option, tell them an alternative. Now, these are the two solutions I think young people need to take advantage of ahead of 2027. The truth is, presidency is already gone. There's no young person. Marara Kebaso came and told you want to be president. You called him all manner of insult. So we only have presidential candidate William Samoei Ruto and the others who are still joking. So ideally, President Ruto is going to be re-elected. So our focus as young people is to look at two arms of government. We have the judiciary and we have now the parliament. What can we do to ensure that our numbers in parliament are high? One, join a political party. 2, seek mandate to be elected as a member of parliament. Because no amount of noise you make on social media can actually change a policy. In as much as it worked for us in 2024, we had an agenda. We are no longer going to have an agenda moving forward because people have already taken sides, people have already taken kingpins, people have already taken tribes. So if you're going to move forward as young people, we need to ensure that the 11th or the 15th parliament in 2027 has more young people so that when the president will be bringing policies, you now tell them, look, we do not see how this policy is affecting our young people, so we are rejecting it or we are modifying it to so and so. That is the only way. Apart from that, we also have county governments. In as much as people with money will win the governorship position, I don't think that people with money will win the MCA position. Why not get elected as an MCA and change the policy in Nairobi County? Why not get elected as a women rep, especially for young women, and change the policies in parliament? Because hata kama ndugu yangu ananiambia I need to stop thinking like Mudi Awori, we cannot run away from the fact that people...
What does that mean? What does he mean by you thinking like Mudi Awori?
I think because we are still talking about political parties, because I've heard him say people will not elect people based on political parties, but people are going to elect people on political parties. Whether we love it, like in Central, we cannot disagree that the DCP is the popular party there. So that means you're going to have more MPs from DCP. So we need to ask ourselves, I was telling my fellow young people, we are very many, we are actually 15 million. Let's say 10 million join political parties. So that in ODM, like for Nairobi, we say we are going to nominate a governor for Nairobi. Watu hata 3 million wakielect ama ukishachagua mtu kwa party primaries haezi tolewa na haezi nyimwa party ticket. Okay. That is the way we sieve the bad leaders we are complaining about, but for the presidency it is already gone. Is he showing good intention? Yes. I think we complain about the people who were shot in 2024. 2 billion was allocated. That is good gesture. So we need to fight to ensure that the finance or the budget that will be read tomorrow also accommodates the 2 billion so that it is disbursed to the people who are hurt in 2024 and the years before.
Let's listen to this caller now.
Hello.
Yes, how are you doing? What's your name and where are you calling us from, brother?
Yeah, my name is Richard. I'm calling from Nairobi. Okay. My question is this. First of all, I would like to know where Alionya's true allegiance lies. Does it lie where Alionya's true allegiance lies? Does Alionya's true allegiance lie in ODM or does it lie with President Ruto? So that if today ODM decided in their meeting that they're not supporting President Ruto anymore, will she continue supporting Ruto or will she move with ODM to wherever they decide to go? That will inform us so that we can be able to understand her statement from that point of view. Number 2, it is not bad to have an opinion about an individual and what they have done or what they have not done, but to assume that now that because someone did not maybe pick your call or something and then you now take it as a very serious thing that you now go on maligning and everything's not right. Babu Wino did these things. They sorted the matter out. You and the rest of us are third parties. We are outsiders. We can now take that thing and make it our burden. If they sorted it amongst themselves, then they sorted it among themselves. It's over. It's finished. Finally, my thinking is this: if Alionya was truly on the streets as she claims to have been, the question that I have is, what has changed in President Ruto that now she is supporting him? The Ruto of 2024.
That is a fair question.
The Ruto of
Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Yes. What is your name and where are you calling us from?
Oh, from Asia.
Hardly hear you. There is a lot of cracking sound.
Hello. What? Can you hear me?
Yes, but it's a bit like you're speaking from a hole.
Hello.
Are you on loudspeaker?
What?
The gentleman has raised, and then I will try and get back to some people that have been trying to call, but we are not able to get them at all. Yeah, you can go ahead and answer.
I didn't get his name so well, but he needs to know that I have no issue with Babu, by the way.
Okay.
I only have issues with the kind of ideologies that he's trying to sell. And what I keep reminding Kenyans is, if you could forgive Babu Owino for shooting someone, and we, like all of us saw he shot someone, then you can forgive William Ruto for all the atrocities he has committed. I mean, forgiveness is not biased to a certain section. That is what I keep reminding Kenyans, but they still remind me that you cannot compare DJ Evolve to the deaths we had in 2024. But then I ask myself, isn't DJ Evolve a human being? And there are very many things that if we discussed today, and people just fear discussing them, Babu Owino might not be an option for governorship position. You people are accusing Sakaja of looting. As you have heard him, he keeps on saying he wants to serve for one term only and go for presidency. He will be serving for that one term, looting enough to be able to finance his presidential aspirations. I mean, if someone is coming to be governor so that he can be president, what is he coming to change in Nairobi County? Nothing. And those are the things I keep, reminding him that, you can't campaign on the fact that you are becoming one-term governor to become a presidential candidate. Watu sio wajinga. Ni pesa ya campaign ya presidential campaign unatafuta. So that means you will loot more than what you allege that Sakaja has looted. Now, he has asked, why do I support President Ruto if I was not agreeing with him in the previous years? So we cried...
After going to the streets.
Yes. So when we went to the streets and we lost... When we went to the streets, the finance bill was retrieved, or rather it was abolished. I mean, wasn't that an achievement? That was one. When we went to the streets in 2025, we were remembering our comrades who died in 2024. And that is when Baba had put in place the Coin 10. Are they Coin 10 or 10-point something, 10-point agenda? And on one of that item, Baba said, people who died in 2024, 2023, and even the years before must be compensated. Now, this government sat and came to a figure of 2 billion. Ikasema tutaanza kucompensate, and we actually saw there's a case in Kisumu where some people were given, I think was it 15 million. So we saw the good or the willingness of the judiciary, we saw the willingness of the executive to compensate people. Na unajua kuna watu wanaongea hata wajaienda maandamano. Wewe kama hujawahi enda maandamano ukapoteza a friend to maandamano. Like today we keep on talking about Rex Masai. I cannot feel the pain of Rex Masai like the mother of Rex Masai. Yeye ndiye anajua na feel pain kiasi gani. The people who are injured, who are walking with the limbs that are no longer there because they were chopped off. Those people, if you ask them, they cannot work anymore. They would want something to do a business. They would want something to ensure their children are going to school. Of course, you can't compensate someone's life, but the good gesture that 2 billion is there to be compensated to these people is a good gesture. I mean,
can we talk to this guest? Hello?
Hello, Jagero. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Good evening, Jagero. Daudi Mkomozi.
Okay.
Kutoka mji mkuu wa London. I'm a super fan.
Okay, thank you very much. Here is a Leonia for you.
Yeah. I've been actually meaning to catch a Leona on a show for the longest time ever, because it's very sad. I was just listening to Leona before you actually started to speak to me. And one of the things that she was just saying immediately before this call was about Rex Masai. And it's very, very sad that the people who actually, the same regime that executed her friends, it's the same regime that Alionia decided to join, and it's the same regime that Alionia is now propaganda on whose behalf. So it's very, very sad. It shows, just the disingenuity that exists in there, and it's very sad. It's a disservice to actually the people who went to protest in the streets against the finance bill, and even for the bigger change of Kenya. And, Alionia, who was, with those people back then, ended up joining the same regime that took away their lives. So no matter how she tries to sanitize it, it won't come out, any properly. Then I just wanted to address something quickly. Jagero addressed a week ago. It's about the thing about painting Rigathi as a tribalist. And I want to ask Alionya. Alionya is a Luo. Why didn't Alionya go and join UDA and instead went and joined ODM, which is predominantly a party from Nyanza, which is almost unchallenged in Nyanza? Why did she decide to join that instead of joining the UDA, which she purports obviously to defend the current president, who is the party leader of UDA? But she decided to actually go and join the Oburu's party, whose party leader is from the same ethnic tribe as her. But she goes ahead and calls Mr. Rigathi a tribalist for trying and defending his community. Why did she not join UDA or any other party in the country? Because Kenya has many parties. There's the great party PLP led by, the matriarch Martha Karua. Why didn't she join that? And instead went straight away to join that? Why does she even now, of all the people in government, why does she work for CS Mbadi, who's from the same county probably as her? But she's the one who is so loud in calling other people tribalists when they defend their communities. Why?
Okay.
Why is that?
All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
Then lastly, Jagero, just lastly, please allow me to put this. Then I think it's also a very big disservice because we are hearing Alionya defend what issues he stands for. There are so many things affecting Kenya today. High unemployment amongst the youth, high taxes. Does she stand for high taxes? What are they going to do in agriculture? What are they going to do in terms of industrialization? What plans do they have to drive our country forward? Why can't she be advocating for those things? She has almost 60 years ahead of her in the great country of Kenya. She needs to be advocating for issue-based things and not personalities. I've never heard her talk about any of those things. She was gaslighting us the other day about the finance bill. What's this finance bill going to do for the average Mwananchi her and me and you?
Thank you. Hello?
The great country of Kenya.
Please mute the device that you're watching from. Hello?
Hello, Jagero.
Yes, how are you? Good evening. What is your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Joshua.
Okay, Joshua.
And I'm calling from Narok.
From Narok?
Yeah.
All right, very good. Go ahead, sir. You have a question or a comment for Alionya?
I have a lot of concern from what Alionya has been discussing in the show. Number one, Alionya has claimed that the government is doing very well. And
Yes, go ahead. I can hear you.
That he was not going to borrow. But today, when you look at what is happening, there is 77.5 billion is in the final stages from World Bank loan to cushion Kenya from. And this is the same president who promised Kenya that he is not going to borrow. Number two, I think Alionya has personal vendetta with Babu.
Okay.
And I was so pissed off as a person from Western because Alionya suggested that he claimed that Osotsi there was a plan to attack so that the Linda Mwananchi.
Hello? I think we have had this question. Is that right? I think we've had this question. So we will go to another person. Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Yes. My comment is for
What is your name and where are you calling us from?
Yes, my name is Karen. I'm calling from the U.S. And I just wanted to say that I agree with Alionya on joining a particular party. I also see that as a divider. And I wanted to ask her, has she thought about promoting?
Has she thought about?
Has she thought about promoting independent thinkers, to the young audience, to try and minimize the divisions that are brought about by political parties and all that?
All right. Thank you. Do you want to answer those ones, or can we take another one? Okay. Let's answer those ones.
I think there's someone who said he's sad that I'm sanitizing this government. There's nothing I'm sanitizing this government for. Kama ni kazi, you can see people in the affordable housing working. Someone asked me what made me change my mind about William Samoei Ruto. I come from a county, in fact a village, that has never seen a tarmac road. It has seen that tarmac road this year. So how am I going to tell these people that William Samoei Ruto is bad when he has ensured there's a tarmac road in that region? So we have seen the Malaba, was it the Malaba SGR that is being constructed? When we have good road network in Western Kenya, I can tell you, you will not see the Luya community, the Kisii community, the Luo community coming to work in Nairobi as house helps and watchmen. We will also invest in our counties. And investment does not come before there is infrastructure. Those roads you are seeing this government construct, they're going to pay off in the next 10, 15 years. So there's no way I'm going to tell people that this government is bad when it has ensured that an SGR is going to be extended up to Malaba border. I'm able to do my business from Kakamega County and Uganda without even caring about what is happening in Nairobi. Those are some of the things that are making out realize that this is a government that has realized there are people who have been marginalized since the 1963. And now there's development that is now going to those counties. Those are some of the reasons that has made me change my mind about this government. On the aspect of unemployment, we need to be realistic, young people. Is the government doing something? Yes. Like the president has gone out and said they're bringing, I think, 1,000 jobs. They've already brought 120 for they are called sea sufferers or what. That is employment, I mean. And if you look at the amount of money see people make when they're moving around with those ships, is enough for them to even open like a small business. As they're able to earn, they're also able to open a small business that will be run by someone locally in the country, as they're outside the country, pushing and maybe getting an income from that partnership. Is the government trying to do something? Yes. Is it enough? No. Of course, we are over 20 million of us who are unemployed. We have many of us in tens of millions who are in the informal sector. Many of them are young people. What can the government do to ensure that their taxes are low? This is the only finance bill where taxes on scrap metal has been done in a way that it is relieving to the person who is in the industry, in the scrap metal. This is the only finance bill. There is no increase in tax. Honestly. Alafu tena unataka kuniambia ati na support Mbadi junior tribe yangu. By the way, how convinced are you that I'm a Luo? My name should not convince you that I'm a Luo. And there's someone who asked me, why did I join ODM and not any other party? I joined ODM in 20...
Alenya, what's your tribe?
Wait. I joined... I'm tribeless.
Come on.
I am tribeless. I joined ODM in 2019. In fact, I think I joined ODM when I was born because I came from a family that was supporting ODM. But I activated my membership in 2019. I joined ODM because of what Baba stood for, not because he's a Luo. And many other people joined ODM from Mombasa, those are not Luos. People from Wajir and Garissa, those are not Luos. They joined a political party because of the ideologies of standing with the human rights of individuals. So it is a shame for you to say we joined ODM because of our tribe. I have never come on TV to speak on behalf of Luos. Oburu Odinga has never put a narration of Luos in every discussion he's making. But unfortunately for Rigathi Gachagua, even a matter as delicate as Ebola, he blames it on the government trying to wipe away a community. How shameless of him. So I'm not here to sanitize. I'm just here to tell you what the government is doing. You, if you're looking at it as a sanitization, it is not my mistake. It is the fact that you are sad that Alionya is doing the reporting and the information making. So for the unemployment, I agree the government needs to do more. But as someone who went to Mukuru kwa Njenga the other day, the affordable housing that are there, he may employ watchman, he may employ cleaner, he may employ watu wenye wana guard those, they're called to estates. I mean, you can't run away from the fact that there's employment that is happening in the affordable housing sector. 200,000 people have been employed. Go to Bomas of Kenya. Mtu wa mjengo kama kwa mjengo inamaanisha kuna madhe anapika githeri yenye atauzia huyo mtu wa mjengo that time. So if Bomas was not being renovated, if affordable housing were not being there, it means there were people who would not be even making something for themselves by now. So the government is doing something. Of course, we have not even talked about the labor export that Mutua keeps reminding us. it is doing something. It is not enough because all of us want to be employed. But are they making an effort? Yes. And like Rigathi Gachagua, he has not told me how many people he will employ. He has not even told us how many people he has employed in his current residence. If you want us to compare this government with your Rigathi Gachagua, they impeached. And then there's Joshua who asked about...
There is somebody on the line. Yeah, you have got a few questions there to answer, but we can add this one. Hello, how are you doing?
Yes, Jagero, good evening. Hapo naona kumewaka moto. What I would like to say, let me withhold my name for the sake of profiling. Iko shida
mingi sana leo kwa studio.
Itabidi hapo utafute maji upoeshe.
Where are you calling us from, sir?
Me, I'm calling from Dubai. Let me withhold my name for the sake of profiling. Naona kuna lot of profiling hapa. So, what I want to say is, first of all, I want to congratulate Alionia for the government meeting her rate cut.
Okay.
So I congratulate her for that. And what I'd like to ask her is that she's trying to vie for a position. Does she really understand the what constitution need about that position? Because it's like we are creating another ally here. Who after getting the position, ally. Exactly.
Okay.
Who after you get the position, you go to the social media and start complaining about the work you should be doing.
Okay.
For her, I think, is she understanding the position? Because for now, like, she's praising the government instead of oversighting the government. You know, she's supposed to be proactive, oversight the government, because I think she's trying to vie for MP or MC or whatever, but it's a position that is supposed to be oversighting the government. You get my point? For instance, her boss, John Badi, he had a lot of good ideas when he was out of the government. But when he came in the government now, we see totally different things. For instance, tell me why he created a finance bill that is taxing a transaction on M-Pesas. M-Pesas is you, Jagero, who is a taxpayer, who pay taxes in a lot more ways, and you send that transaction to your mother, to your family member or staff, and then you are taxed for that. Because hiyo kitu anatax ile pesa ya kutoa ana increase. Already mimi natumia mama yangu ananiambia usisahau ya kutoa. So now when they increase the 16%, this 16% is still increasing on me who is sending that money, because now my mother will say, unajua kutoa iliongezeka 16%. You get my point? Yes. Another thing, I'm here in Dubai, and now the government is saying that they are going to do a thing to tax on activation. I have a Safaricom here in Dubai. So when I buy a new phone and I put the Safaricom number, will they be sending me an invoice to tax me? Well, I'm not in fact in the country. I'm just using the SIM card for this government is very shallow thinking. You understand? She's talking about creating jobs. Here in Dubai, private sector, they create jobs. It's not the government who creates jobs. It is the private sector. You get my point? Like in Dubai, they know that they have low number of their citizens. And for them, the police job is only given to the citizens. You get my point? So what do? They enable private sector to create security companies which will act as a sub-police.
Okay.
And this has become a very big industry. Right. It has employed a lot of people. Finishing. The Finland job, let Alionia not be fooled that it is coming for Kenya. Right. Those jobs already the people.
Let's take this person. Hello, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, my name is Raj. I'm calling from the US. First of all, Alionia, you're doing a very, very good job.
Okay.
Actually, a very good job. Yeah, do not listen to these lefties because they don't really have any idea of what they're doing. They're just opposing things. Like at some point, you don't just oppose things. You have to also come up with ideas. Because it's very easy to pick on what somebody's doing wrong than what they're doing right. But anyways, with due respect, Linda Mwananchi is a very close group of individuals. Sijui Tibim, sijui Tiara, sijui Mama Maria, Mama Mwe. That will not take us anywhere. We need a plan and ideas on how to move the country forward.
Okay.
Saying Ruta one time will not get us anywhere. Saying Ruta one time will not get us anywhere. Yeah, from my point of view, these people are saying one time because because they don't have any ideas on how to move the country forward. Look at someone like Raila. He was and remains a great leader because even though he was opposing things, he has some agendas too, and also some memorandums on how to move the country forward. To make it clear, I'm not a fan of Ruto, but at least he's better than the rest. Because look right now, the lineup that we have right now, who is better than Ruto? You know. So my question is this: for anyone in this Linda Mwananchi thing. So apart from Tivim, Chalala, or Mama Moya, or Mama Wallop, I don't even know. How will this group of people move the country forward?
All right.
Yeah.
Alionya, there are so many questions.
Those are so many. Joshua had talked about borrowing. I think we can't run away from the fact that this finance bill has been the only finance bill that has not increased taxes. So they have just tried to broaden the tax base. So we need to cross our fingers that they get to the people who have not been paying taxes, and these people are always the rich people who are always evading tax. So then it will mean that if the government does not meet the revenue collection that they were targeting, of course there will be some borrowing. What we need to be doing as Kenyans, because governments have borrowed before, you need to stop condemning William Ruto as if he's the first Kenyan president to borrow. What we need to be opening our eyes on is to ensure that every coin that has been borrowed, because borrowing must be done for development purposes, that borrowing goes to the rightful development. So that discussion of borrowing, you can't condemn William Ruto as if he's the first person to borrow. What we need to do is to ensure that we are borrowing for the right reasons, and we only borrow when there is need be. And Mbadi has been so categorical to say that they will try to limit their borrowing, and even if they will be needed to borrow, they will go for the internal market rather than the external market. And then there's Karen. I think she was the only lady who called in. And thank you for the positive remarks, but you were asking how do we promote positive thinkers in political parties? I think this will be our individual and a collective responsibility as a citizenry. Because if you are voting on a certain bill and you have elected someone like Alionya and the bill is bad, so whether I'm coming from a political party that is whipping people to vote in a certain direction, it is up to me, my conviction as Alionya, as a person who is the youngest in the parliament, to vote rightfully on that bill. So for this one, we cannot blame political parties only, because we have seen people who have maybe, I love following the likes of Akina Ledama Olekina. If you look at the discussions in parliament and even in Senate, even if something is being pushed by the government, they will always criticize loudly. So it is up to the people you elect. If they are not independent thinkers, then don't blame the political party. But if you elect an independent thinker, let's say in DCP, and they go and do an amazing job in parliament in terms of policies, then you will have won. So it is up to us as voters to ensure we elect independent thinkers in political parties. And you can always see, because if someone is coming to ask for your vote as a member of parliament, a senator, probably they've been around for like 5 years, 10 years, you know how they behave, you know what they have done for the community, etc. So it is a challenge, but it's something doable. Kama mimi Alionya niko hapa, si ati nasifu serikali, by the way guys. Mimi hata siwaambii rais ni mzuri, na kuambia tu rais amefanya kuna barabara kwetu. Mimi hata sijataja rais hapo, nimesema tu rais amejenga barabara kwetu. It is up to you to make up your mind if that is a good thing or a bad thing. So I'm not here to heap praises on the government. I'm just here to speak on what is being done right. And of course kitu inafanyika vibaya, we will be out to call it out. But so far Emanishi ati aziko, but mimi sijaziona. And then there's someone who hid his identity. And then he was asking me if I understand politicians. He was talking about someone becoming a lie. I don't know what you meant by that. I strongly believe Alionya will be a great leader in this country.
You are vying for which? For what?
Bwana Jagero nikivai sahi watu watasema sina pesa, but you never know.
But they have said that you're vying for something.
Yeah, I'm contemplating to contest for a position. Of course, I will not contest where I know I will lose, and I will not contest where I know they will refuse to vote for me because of money. So we are still weighing option. When the party primaries favor me, and also when voters will likely to listen to my mind rather than my pocket, then I will tell Kenyans what I'm vying for. But let us agree on one thing. It is not that when you are talking bad about government, you are right. you could also be wrong. It is not that Rigathi Gachagua is the only right leader in this country. William Ruto could also be right. So what we need to be arguing on is something like education. You tell me what is wrong with education. I tell you what is right. We now sit down and look at what can be improved, and then we discuss on those parameters. But if you keep on yelling and reminding us, there's someone who has reminded me this government killed. Bwana Uhuru killed a lot of Raila's people. Matiang'i was the interior by then, but we have a forgiving heart. Baba could still shake hands with those people. So if you can forgive Bobo Wino for shooting DJ Vol, you can forgive any political leader for any atrocity you might think they have committed towards you. And then government cannot employ. I think there's someone who was talking about employment from Dubai. What we need to agree is that government cannot employ all of us. Yeah, that's why the private sector is there. So is the government trying to do anything to attract investors? Yes. The Africa Forward Summit was here the other day. The government is outside, the president is outside the country to try and attract investors. He has looked for 1,000 jobs. Yenye nimesikia mtu kutoka Dubai amesema ati hizo jobs alionya asifikiria zitakuja Kenya. Bro, wewe kwanza uko Dubai au uko Kenya? Mbona unatu advise kwa kazi zenye zinakuja Kenya? Si wacha sisi kwanza tuone kama zitakuja. Ndio kama zitakuja you now start reminding us that it didn't come. You can't be criticizing something even before it happens. The president has said, look, by 2030 we'll have 1,000 jobs. But for now we have secured 120. Can't you just say thank you and ensure that the jobs get to us? Can you just say thank you and ensure that the people of Mombasa, because hiyo kazi inaenda kwao, they are able to get the job opportunities and go and do and work in the sea industry? This negativity will not help us. I think he was thinking difference yake na Gachagua, I think ni jina tu na maybe location. But you can't criticize something even before it happens. Wacha kwanza it happened ndio useme rais ulisema 120 lakini zimekuja 20, mia ziko wapi? And then I think I've answered all of them.
Yeah. Sure.
But lastly, I need to remind Kenyans that Rigathi Gachagua is not going to court to want for money. Okay, probably that is the intention. But Rigathi Gachagua is going to court because he wants to be reinstated back as a deputy president. Clearly, Rigathi Gachagua misses working with William Ruto. That's why he's in court. Angekuwa hamis kuwork na Ruto, angekuwa anaenda koti kuomba koti imrudishe kama deputy president. I mean, why can't you just reason? So the fact that Rigathi Gachagua is criticizing William Ruto from morning to evening doesn't mean that he's a better option. If today William Ruto called him and gave him a better deal, he will run away from Kalonzo Musyoka very fast. So what we need to be arguing, me and you, is what are we going to do better for this country? So for me, mimi nimeamua, nitakuwa nasema maneno mazuri yenye serikali inafanya, especially for a community that was looked as an tulikuwa tunaitwa aje in that sessional paper number 10 of 1965. We were low quality areas, arid and semi-arid areas, and yet Kakamega had rainfall. You know, that thing surprises me. When they were looking at quality areas,
so you're from Kakamega.
Kakamega has rainfall, Kisumu has rainfall, but they didn't invest in those counties because they thought we have no value, bro. But kuna mtu amekuja akasema barabara itafika Kisumu mpaka iende mpaka Malaba. SGR itafika Kisumu na ikipata pesa ifike Malaba.
Enough for campaigning for the president.
It is not campaigning, just telling them what he's doing because he'll be out of the government. That SGR will serve me and you. Yeah.
All right. Alionya, it's always a pleasure. You've grown, you've become more articulate. You know, there is a teacher of mine that used to say mimi kifua yangu ni kubwa.
To mean?
See, the parents wanted to beat him.
Oh.
Akasema kifua yangu ni kubwa.
Naona
kifua yangu ni kubwa. Thank you very much for coming to, Political Headache.
Thank you.
It's been long since you were here the last time. I think you were on the other side.
Yeah.
Thank you. I wish you the best with the ODM. I wish you the best with the UDA. I wish you the best with whatever seat that you want to vie for.
Thank you.
People of the internet, it's always a pleasure. One of the things that I usually try to keep on this show, that I don't want to just bring everybody that everybody thinks they like. You see, I think that each and every Kenyan has something to say about anything. Like it appears that there are people that do not like people that support Ruto. It appears that there are people that do not like those that support Gachagua. It appears that there are people who don't like people who support Matiang'i, and so on and so forth. But I think that is the beauty of our politics. That's the beauty of our democracy. That you can like the other person, and the other person can like the other person, and we are all still Kenyans. But I want to thank Howie, who is on the deck, plus together with Frank, the gentleman that is on TikTok, Mr. Jantes. Obunga was here setting up cameras. He was the one. We have started a morning show, and so Obunga is always very early here at around 5:40 something, setting up for the morning show. So thank you very much, people of the internet. You can always go and watch our morning shows. We're also
My closing remarks.
Yeah, surely.
I have not closed the remarks.
You have been closing.
No.
Okay. Let me allow you. Are you gonna take 30 seconds?
30 seconds.
Okay, great.
So to my fellow Gen Zs, so if you are ridiculing this government, you are 1 term or 2 term, and you don't have a voter's card, wewe ni shenzi sana. Take a voter's card and also join a political party.
Hii shenzi imetoka wapi? Hii shenzi is it a light language?
Yeah, but if you don't have a voter's card, you are useless. You are not useful to the government. You are not useful to the opposition. You are not useful to the country. So if you want to change our country, especially young people, kindly go and register. That process is still ongoing. Whether you are 1 term or 2 term without a voter's card, you are shenzi sana. But thank you for having me.
Yes,
it has
thank
been
you very
long.
much. People of the internet, I love you so much. You're the ones who gather here around the bonfire to have a conversation with me, to have a very heated, town hall. They usually have a town hall on the side, on the comment section, which is usually very fiery. So thank you very much. Until another episode. Bye for now. For too long, brilliant African minds have watched the world's biggest opportunities pass them by. Not because I think they lack talent, but because they lacked a guide. The International Scholars Program changes that. The International Scholars Program is a one-stop platform that takes ambitious, let me repeat that again, ambitious African students and working professionals alike and walks them all the way to America. So this program has been founded by Bob Mwiti, a very good friend of mine, a Kenyan who is actually right now in the United States. As a matter of fact, he, goes to the United States, comes here, lives here, and goes to the United States because he's got a lot of love for Africans. Over the past 7 years, ISP has placed more than 800 African students in universities across the United States. Full degree programs with funding regardless of financial background. It is one of the very few programs of its kind accredited in both the United States and right here in Kenya, and by the Commission for University Education. So, if you are a student dreaming of studying abroad, ISP walks you through the entire journey. What are they going to do for you? They're going to do school selection. They're going to get you scholarship, applications, and even the visa. And this is the kicker. This is something that I'm very, very, very excited about. If you are already a working professional, so you are here in the country, you are in Kenya, you are in Africa, you are in Zambia, anywhere around Africa, you're a scientist, an engineer, a doctor, a researcher, or any specialist, you can actually qualify for what they call EB2 National Interest Waiver, a U.S. permanent residency pathway. So you don't need to have an employer on the other side. No employer sponsorship required. No long visa queues, just your skill recognized on a global stage. To begin, visit internationalscholarsprogram.com. Or if you want to reach them via call, you can actually call the Nairobi office on 0742 849 555. That is 0742 849 555. Or you can actually walk into their office, the Mirage Tower, Tower 1, 8th floor, Westland, just off Wayaki Way, next to the GTC, International Scholars Program, Empowering Dream. So thank you very much.